Hello, people of the free world. You hear that? That's a new audio. That's our crisp audio. You like it? Okay, let's get started. Now, today we're going to be having a discussion about popularity and how it interacts with media. I could go on and on about how in comics popularity decides what characters get new powers, what characters live or die, and how often when characters get a new popular incarnation, whether it be in TV shows or movies, is that change is often reflected in the comic books or in the other TV shows and movies. But instead, I'll be using Charizard as an example. Now, this isn't a hate video. I love Charizard. Charizard is one of, if not my favorite starter Pokemon, and just one of my favorite Pokemon of all time in general. But he's getting kind of redundant. I mean, he's in everything. He's in Smash, he's in Pokken, he's in Pokemon Unite. He's even one of the starters you could pick in Pokemon Unite. And when Smash had to get rid of transforming characters and on the 3DS and Wii U because of console limitations, they chose Charizard as a stand-in for Pokemon Trainer. Although this time he did come along with Greninja. Now, you want to know the craziest part about this though? Charizard isn't even that good in any of these games. I mean, at most he'll reach low A tier, but that's not really that good anyways. Like, that's not surprising at all. Charizard is in fact so middling that in Unite, instead of simply being a ranged or a melee attacker, they had to ham fist a way to make it so that he was both. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, those are side games and spin-offs, right? You should be getting the mainline games. Well, let's talk about it. Charizard of all Pokemon is probably being given the most blessings and good treatment across all the gens and games. You see, when we were blessed with the beauty of Mega Evolution and Pokemon X and Y, only two Pokemon got two different Mega Evolutions. One of which being one of the first legendaries, Mewtwo, and the other being Charizard. We got something similar in the form of Gigantamax forms in Pokemon Sword and Shield. In the base game, Charizard was the only starter Pokemon with the ability to have the Gigantamax form. The other ones you would have to wait until the Isle of Armor DLC to acquire. Now, to be fair, Mega Charizard had some good showings, but Charizard itself has never won Worlds. Now, currently it's being used on Pokemon Showdown, and unless it's natural decks where it's allowed to Mega Evolve, it doesn't get played much. This doesn't mean it's great though, because it's only able to thrive because of Smogon's bans on things like legendaries, Mega Kangaskhan, and Mega Blastoise. Now, I know how I started this video, but let me just go on one more little tangent, and I'll be able to wrap this up all in one little bow. Have you watched Nickelodeon recently? Have you paid attention? Look at your screen, just for a moment. Now, what I've shown you is 5 days of television. Don't let your eyes confuse you. It's 5 different days of television. You see, there's an insane lack of variety here that isn't really needed. I mean, Nickelodeon itself released a new series just last year by the name of Rock, Paper, Scissors. But we all really shouldn't be surprised. I mean, they do this all the time. Cancel shows without ever rerunning them and giving them a chance. I mean, stuff like the Twisted Timeline of Sammy and Raj, Bunsen is a Beast, It's a Pony, or Minimal's Post. And you want to know how I know? Because I doubt you've even heard about these shows. You think that they maybe run the shows on Nicktoons, right? That's their secondary channel, kind of like Disney XD to Disney. But no, Nicktoons is just more SpongeBob. It's honestly even worse if you take a second to look at your screen again. If you've ever seen a modern SpongeBob, it's not really that good. Some people would even say that it's horror in a way. I mean, yeah. So basically, what am I saying? I'm saying the same reason why Nick is running SpongeBob nonstop is the same reason why Charizard is currently in everything. The answer is popularity. But you want to know the worst part? You want to know the worst part? This is the same popularity that ruins creativity. See, Nick wanting things to be as popular as SpongeBob in 1/10 of the time has led to them not giving new shows a chance. Pokemon wanting to milk Charizard's popularity has led to all of his buffs and gifts given to them over the years. And I believe it's also the culprit of how middling he is and everything. You see, Charizard's Mega X ability is Tough Claws, And Charizard's Y ability is Drought. Tough Claws increases the damage of contact moves, and Drought sets Sun, which increases the fire type move while weakening the attacks with water type moves. Now, what does this actually mean? It means that Charizard is made to be easily usable and digestible. Charizard will never be special, he'll never be a gimmick Pokemon, and he'll never be awful. But he will continue to take up space, like he did when he was the ace of a champion 7 generations late of his debut. Even though Dragapult, the newest pseudo legendary, was right there. Now, most will say that it's not just popularity, that maybe it's because Charizard has a good character. The problem is, Charizard doesn't really have a character. If you said something like Pikachu, I would understand because Pikachu has been with Ash throughout the entirety of his journey. But Charizard was only there for a season or two, and he's only made a few guest appearances in the form of Ash's Charizard. Every other time, it's just been an entirely different character. Not giving honors to new species or adaptations just because they look cool. Now, my biggest problem with popularity being used as a metric for companies to decide on is that they'll often want to keep things popular. And what that'll mean is that they'll be very boring. And that's why Charizard is digestible and sterilized as he is. You can see this in the form of Harley Quinn slowly becoming a hero over the years instead of the vision that she was originally pitched as. I just think it's weird, you know? I mean, writing and art design is supposed to be where creativity is given the ability to flourish. But I feel like companies aren't really giving people a chance anymore. And to be honest, I'm surprised that we've gotten things like Marvel's Ultimate Universe and DC's Absolute Universe as of late. Because there are such strong changes to the base stories. Now, I'm not really innocent either. Because I'd much rather have a Charizard Z instead of a Mega Unknown or a Mega Stunfisk. But you know what? I like Digimon more anyways. So who am I to say? Why don't you like and subscribe and tell me what you think about Charizard? Do you think he sucks? Do you think he's amazing? Do you think he's the next coming of Arceus? Tell me in the comments below.